Good morning everyone. I've decided to make a return to Stockley Park. Not been here for about 4 months. Decided that it was just time to come and give this park a clean. But we have a special guest appearance today. So as I turn around, there's Mrs. O, everyone. Say hello, Mrs. O.
Hello everybody.
Everyone, see, Mrs. O doesn't do litter picking. She said, I'm gonna dress up, she goes.
I'm always dressed up.
She's always dressed up. So Mrs. O is joining us today, guys. We're going to walk around the lower part of Stockley Park. It's about a 2.25 mile walk. Thanks very much for joining us. You might have noticed as well, I've changed my name on my videos. Had to change the name. People just couldn't find the obliterator. As much as I love the name, people just couldn't find me on YouTube, and I want the channel to be a success, so I've changed it to something far easier to remember. Trash Trek. The reason for Trash Trek is we're picking up trash all over the world, so join us now on Trash Trek. Mrs. O, are you ready to do some litter picking? Okay guys, thanks for joining us then. Welcome along, and let's get to work. Probably in your, it was probably in your pocket. We're talking about a mystery call that my wife made to her sister in America, and then the sister called her back and was like, oh, what's the matter, what's the matter, you've called me at like 4 in the morning US time. And she's like, oh no, sorry, it must have been in my pocket. So we're chatting about yesterday's mystery phone call. Right, oh, well done Mrs. O, well done. It's quite, this is Mrs. O's first litter pick, but I was trying to explain to her that when you go litter picking, if you look, you don't have to look that hard and you start finding it. So you're breaking your duck today, dear, aren't you? No. You're litter picking duck. So it's a one-off. It's a one-off, guys. Okay, it's a one-off, so we better make the most of it. Looks like it's been a camp in here to some degree. What you get is a lot of people make camps, dear. Look. I might just leave that actually there, guys. Just, oh, this is going to be the end of the video. No point me lugging it all the way round with me. When I come all the way round and get back to this point, I'll bag that up then. In the meantime, let me just get this little bit, and then we're going to move on. Got a bit to talk about today, guys. Got a few facts and bits and bobs I want to go through. A lot of you have enjoyed the facts. We're going to have a few pictures go up today about the solar system and whatnot, and some size and scale things. And then we're also, God, there's lots in here. And then we're also gonna tell you about this litter pick that I've been doing in the last week and how much of it I've got. So I think in the meantime, let me just clear this bit, and then I'll catch you a little bit down the road. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you stick to that side a bit, what you can reach, and I'll stick to this side. This first bit does tend to be grubby, but it'll thin out as we start getting past the stables. You got me? Mm-hmm. It's a matter of then having to dump the bag somewhere. Did you walk in here with Andrea? Oh, you went the other side, okay. Oh, it's nice there. Oh, right, okay. I mean, with all the running, I got to learn all these trails, you got me? I just want to get that very last bit in there, dear. Right, guys, Mrs. O has walked ahead. She's just gonna, I said to her, just pull a few things out what you see and walk ahead for the moment. So, I just want to do this last little segment here. But because I've brought the trolley, I'm having to walk in and out like this. Mrs. O is up there, look. She's just having digging a few bits out, look. So she's left me the short straw. I'm not going in there, she goes. I'm not going in there. I think she's only been litter picking about 6 or 7 minutes. I think she's already getting the hang of it. She's like, Mrs. O does run a tidy ship though, guys. A very tidy ship. So right, I'm going to make one more visit in here and just get that little bit there, and then we're going to move on because we've got a lot of ground to cover today. We're going over to California shortly for the wedding. It is early April 2025. So we're going over to California for the wedding shortly. But we don't work Mondays and we're off. We've got someone at the house doing a bit of painting for us. And we were being fumed out by it. Let's just say, I should have making our work of this. I have to come back, I have to do another run in. So yeah, look at all these lunch things. I've got one more run to do in here, guys, and then look, I've nearly filled up 2 bags already. I've only gone 100 yards. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, so yeah, so we're going over to the United States soon. So for the wedding, which would be nice, a couple of weeks. Go and play a little bit of golf as well with little baby George. Haven't seen him for a little while. Little baby George. And then when we get back, we've got to start doing our own. I've got to come in another time yet. Wow. When we get back, we've got to start doing our own moves and whatnot. I'm just going to change this, guys. I'm going to put a fresh bag on it and go in there with a trolley, because I'm up and down like a tart's drawers at the moment. What I'll do is I'll just do this because this is the worst of it, and then I'll catch Mrs. O up and then we're going to keep walking around. But yes, so I'll just quickly say that I've done some litter picking on the canal the other day, so I'm going to just flash up the pictures quickly. This is what I encountered on the canal. As you can see, I'll put the first pictures up. Utterly horrific. I said I'm not a big canal litter picker. I do go there, but only probably every couple of months. The canal near me gets a lot of litter picks, and it still looks like an atom bomb. There was a big event there recently. It's been about 3 weeks, and this is what I've encountered, these pictures of the canal. So I just went up there and done a litter pick outside of YouTube. As I said, most of my YouTube's probably only 20% of my litter picking, to be honest. And this is what I encountered, which is just nuts, absolutely nuts. But I'm pleased I've done it. So yeah, let's just pop that on there. I'm also, today, I'm going to go and pick up my new big boy. I know I've showed you a video of it in one of my videos recently. I'm going to leave that bag there, guys. I'll pick it up. It's only 100 yards from the finish, so I'll come and get it when I've gone all the way around. Mrs. O dug out a plethora of crap, which I'm now going to pick up. So, yeah, so I also went out and done some litter picking, which I'm going to put all the pictures up early in this video. So went out with Andrew and done Dawley Road and got about 17 bags. And I've been out local a few times and just got loads and loads and loads of stuff. I think this week alone I've removed close to 100 bags just working local. So yeah, absolutely crazy. But know the saying, better out than in. So these are the pictures of some of the litter picks that I've done over the last 7 days, mainly all local. So it should start thinning out there in a little while. Well done, you're doing a fine job. So we need to be on our best behaviour today, guys. Mrs. O will not tolerate.
I almost poked my eye with that.
You almost what?
Poked my eye.
Yeah, I know. This is why I wear the sunglasses. Look.
Okay.
I got one in the eye at that thing. It went straight in my eye. It really hurt. I had about 10 days of having that swollen eye, if you remember.
Yes,
when we got back from Spain. That's what I'm saying. You got to be careful. Swidder.
Again.
I know. Leave it. It's not worth it. Sometimes you've got to live to fight another day. All right. I know what you're doing. I know you want to get it because it's frustrating you. Well done.
Frustrating me.
But
I determined to get it.
But you're determined to get it. But it ain't. Sometimes your determination can injure you, and then that's not worth it either. Mrs. O is off to see the horse. My eldest daughter used to come here when she was little to the horse stables. So it's been a little while since we've been here actually. I don't think Mrs. O's been here for about 15 years. So horse has got her attention, look. It's not all just about litter picking, is it? It's about life ultimately. Guys, there's bags 2 and 3. Mrs. O and me have had quite a collection behind us. So now we're going to start, might as well get this by the gate. Now we're going to start walking up the hill towards the cable stayed bridge. As I said, has appeared on a couple of my videos here and there. A bit muddy along here, really muddy. Oh shit, nearly fell out, nearly went tits up, guys. Oh, bloody hell. Bloody brambles, they make such hard work of it. Muddy along here, dear. It's just the bottom of the hill. Just takes the longest time to dry out because all the rain's just washed down. So, are you having fun? What's for dinner today? What are we having?
Rib-eye steak.
Rib-eye steak,
No,
wow.
With a jacket potato.
With a jacket potato, wow. How are you cooking that?
In the cooker.
Flash fry? Oh, lovely. Look forward to that.
I do everything fried. Healthy.
We're having a bit of steak, guys, later today. When I finish this litter pick, when I finish this litter pick, I am going to go to the shop. I've got to replace a couple of ceiling tiles that have been damaged by the recent heavy rains we've had. Plus, the flat above the shop, or the apartment above the shop, depending on where you're from, had a water leak. So some of the tiles at the shop got, let's say, annihilated. So the guy I've got at the house doing the painting at the moment, Pazza. All right, Paz? He'll watch this video, so I better say hello to him. Hello, Paz. He's going to come and help me with the tiles and whatnot. Well, more I'm going to help him. Be careful, dear. You get caught up in these brambles, so you'll go tits up, dear. So, we've got a busy day off, really. And then we come back and we'll have a nice bit of steak, jacket potato. Have we got any cheese in the house?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Oh dear, I'm being spoiled today, guys. We're all being spoiled today, but I'm being really spoiled. We're finding crap everywhere, guys. We've not even got to the top of the hill yet. I mean, it's only been about 150 yards since I've walked, since we changed those 2 bags. And I've dug out this pile down here. I'm not going to go too far down though, because the embankment drops off too much. Now, Mrs. O has now got a little pile. It's like Hansel and Gretel, ain't it? Just follow the trail. Just follow the trail. So it does make you wonder how much. I mean, I wasn't even going to start filming again until I got up here. It just shows you how much is in here. So I thought I'd better just cut back in to give everyone a perspective on it. How much we're getting out of here. Eye-watering amounts of litter. And such. This is the trails we're on, as I've said before, are the trails that go around the edge of the golf course. Now the golf course is lovely. There's bins and everything, but obviously a lot of people come in here and walk their dogs and as well, and then just a lot of people in general come in here and walk round, and I suppose this is where it all comes from. But we will persevere to clean it up, won't we, dear? We're going to persevere to clean it up. So that's the bridge, dear, on the Stockley bypass. We're down there. That's where we are. You know where we are now?
Yes.
So that'd be Uxbridge that way, and then the airport tunnel that way on the left. So yeah, that's the bridge that crosses the two golf courses. And then the park run takes place all on that side of the Stockley Park. It does loops around, does 2.5 loops on the other side. If you've run that park run, I've done it a few times, but not at the moment. We keep going down towards the clubhouse, okay? Yeah. Go on, Barry! We've just had Barry Schumacher go past on the main road there. Wow. He was giving it some, wasn't he, dear? Wow. Oh, Barry Schumacher has just absolutely raced past. This is the Stockley bypass, guys. So this goes down towards Heathrow, going left, where that lorry's going, where that cement lorry's going. So that's going down towards Heathrow. But we've just had Barry go past, like absolutely flooring it. Wasn't expecting to see any Barrys today. Him going past like that has sort of woke me up with me shouting out, "Go on, Barry. Go on, Barry." Well, whilst I'm here now, I might as well just get this little bit. Put that in there. We ain't even got to the clubhouse yet. Clubhouse is only just... The clubhouse is only just over halfway. We're really punching our way through some bags here today. Even Mrs. O. Mrs. O does notice litter, because obviously because of me. But she said, "I can't believe there's so much litter." I said, "Yeah, I know. I'll get them, dear, if you want. Be careful."
What can I say? 22 years ago,
22 years
I
ago,
was going to the hospital.
you was, dear. 22 years ago today, Mrs. O was like a baked potato, weren't you, dear? You wasn't looking as ultra well as you are there. Why is that, dear?
I have my baby.
Little baby George was born 22 years ago today. George is my son, our son, lives in California, flying the planes. So, yeah, 22 years ago today, dear. Do you know where that hospital is? It's just over there. We'll see it when we come round. You'll see it. So, I can't get them, they're just too far in. I'm not going to risk anything. I could do with emptying these bins, to be honest, these bags. I'll put the other battery on soon as well. Then we walk round, and then we're just over halfway, I'd say. It's about a 2.5 mile walk, believe it or not. Good for the lungs. Right, guys, that's bags 4 and 5. They are absolutely full to the rafters. I've sent Mrs. O on a merry way for the moment ahead of me. She's going to pull some stuff out along the bush line, along by the car park, and then we're going to just keep bagging it up in the meantime. So, not sure if Mrs. O is enjoying her litter pick or not. I think she is. I think she's just a little bit taken aback. I said to her off camera, "You see, this is why I can easily get sort of 10, 12, 15, 20 bags. And she's like, "Wow." She said, "I can't believe how many bags we're filling up in this sort of remote place." This is the golf course. No, I'll just show you guys, look. So these are the trails around the golf course. I think this is the first hole. This is a par 5. So, but yeah, look, this place, and yet we're picking up all this litter. So yeah, it is the first hole. So and then it goes off in the distance there. So I think Mrs. O's a little bit shocked about litter. I think she knows about it, obviously through me, but she's learning a hard lesson. And this really is an easy litter pick. This is almost a day off for me today. So just thought we'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone and go for a walk as well, which is nice. So we need to get out for a walk more often, get some air down our lungs. Right, guys, I'm going to catch Mrs. O up. So there's a nice plane there taking off, going somewhere, and I'll catch you a bit further round. Guys, we have walked through the car park. Believe it or not, since I dumped those last bags, I've only probably walked about 250 yards. Mrs. O went ahead of me, and I'm going to put that there. That's a barrier of some description that someone's left there. Mrs. O went ahead of me and she pulled loads of stuff out this where the car park was. So we've already filled a bag and a bit already. I wanted to start filming on this bit because I said to him, I don't think she knows, I used to do some running through these trees. I'll tell Mrs. O, she'll be like, really? She didn't know where I went half the time. She's not got a good sense of direction, Mrs. O. You just sort of say to her, just keep going till you can't go no further. So, I used to run through here. She's like, I don't care. You run where you like. I think she's enjoying her little pig. She's getting warmed up now. She's got into it. So, right, I was going to speak about earlier, guys, some I know a lot of you have liked the sort of interesting fact and the scales and things like that. So I thought I'd put something up that I've not done before, which is about the solar system and the moons. Well done. So I'm going to put some pictures up. I've got to try and do this from memory because Lauren's already loaded them onto the iPad and I've taken them off my phone. So there's a picture here of our moon and all the other moons in our solar system. Our moon is actually quite one of the bigger ones. Not the biggest, but it is definitely one of the bigger ones. So if you see it here in this picture, which will flash up, you'll see that it's I think it's in about the top 5 in the solar system. I mean, it's like Mars. It's got what he calls a moon, but basically it's nothing more than a rock. It's just a big rock of about 20 miles that circles it. It's caught in its gravity. It's a contentious issue with that one. Phobos, I think it's called, the Mars one. And then I'll put some other pictures up, guys, while I'm walking along. So here's a picture now of the Earth and the moon, and that's its true size to us. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a big moon for our solar system, but next to the Earth, it's not the biggest thing going. It makes a big difference on our tides, though. And then there's another one with the moon, with a couple of countries superimposed on them, bigger countries. So I'm just going to go over here and ram my way through. I've seen a little bit of crap here. So there's one with the United States superimposed over the moon, which will flash up. And then there's another one with Australia superimposed over the moon. So as you can see, it's this is the scale, this is the size of the moon ultimately. And it apparently, allegedly, the moon's made of cheese. Do you believe that one, dear, that the moon's made of cheese?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, be nice if it was made of cheese. We could go up there and get a bit of cheddar for our cheese on toast later. Oh no, we're having steak later, aren't we? Cheese on toast tomorrow. We're going to have to empty these bags, but we are coming up to where we meet the industrial estate. So yes, guys, I used to run through here. It's about a minute down. Get to where it turns, then jog back along that path, and then do it again, and then jog back. And so it depends on the days. A minimum of 16, a maximum of 30, probably averaged around 20. So I used to enjoy this. It was a lovely bit of training. I'd run along the canal here, which was about 1.25 miles, and then I'd do this training session. It'd be begging for mercy after about 10 runs. Your lungs would be punching through your chest like Alien. Oh, talking about Alien, we've got no film review today, guys. We haven't been watching much, have we, Mrs. O? No, we haven't. We've been watching YouTube a lot. We've been watching various videos on YouTube, but we've not got a film review. So we are going to be going to the cinema next week, though, dear. That's our New Year's resolution to go. I'm just going to take these bags here and empty them, all right? And we're going to go and see that Robert De Niro film that's come out. Now we're going to walk around that way in a sec. You can keep going if you want, I'll catch you up, but I just want to drop these bags here. There's Mrs. O up there, look. So we've just done bags 6 and 7, guys, which I've dropped off. I'll tell you about it in a sec, because I was going to tell Mrs. O, so there's no point saying the same story twice. When I catch her up, which I'm doing hand over fist, she'll get upset. She'll be like, ah. How many bags do you think we've done? Billy? We've done 7 bags, but this will make you laugh. I was just changing the bags back there while you went on ahead, and there was a guys walked past and they had like a big trailer and it's full of like rubbish. So I said, oh, can I throw these bags on, lads? And they said, oh, that's not our rubbish, we're not to do with the golf course, just the surrounding area. So I said to them, well, I'm not really doing the golf course, I am doing the surrounding area. And one of them was like, okay, yeah, just chuck them on. And the other one was like a job's worth. And he's like, well, you know, we don't do the golf course. I was just like, well, I'll tell you what, mate, I'll just leave them here anyway. And ultimately, you'll end up picking them up. Hey? What an absolute knobhead. Honestly, this is
Well, this is why the country is the way it is.
It is the way, you're right. When I was in America recently, and it's actually on the video, and I was doing that canal, I ran into a couple of workers from the city, and I said, oh, they said, are you voluntary? I said, yeah. And he said, oh, thanks very much for doing that. I said, look, I've left you a couple of bags along the canal. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll pick them up, And then you get a job's worth like that. Oh, it's more than my job's worth. Madness, ain't it? Come on, let's keep going. We're about just over, we're probably 3/4 of a mile from the finish. The rubbish I'm picking up ain't really just golf course rubbish, it's their rubbish on these trails, which isn't golf course. Calm down, Gerard, calm down, take a deep breath. I tell you what, guys, while I'm calming down, I'll just keep putting some pictures up that I've got of the solar system and the moon sizes and things placed over the top of them so you can get an idea of the scale. I can't remember them all, I did have them on my phone, but I had to collar Lauren to upload them to the iPad, because that's how we upload our videos. We have to upload them twice. We have to edit them, we're going to go to the right there, follow the golfers. We have to edit them, then we have to upload them to the iPad, and then from the iPad we have to upload them again to yeah, let me do it there. We have to upload them again to YouTube, and then that runs all the process. So editing can take a long time. I mean, this video today, how long we've been out there? About an hour and a bit? Yeah. So we'll edit this down to sort of 45 minutes or so, yeah? And then, as I said, doing all the editing, cutting out all my effing and jeffing back there, and then we'll get it to about 45 minutes. So I'm just going to keep putting up pictures in the meantime, guys, of these solar system ones. I'll just have to write in what it is, because I've totally forgotten about it. My brain's gone to porridge on this fine day of litter picking with the lovely Mrs. O. Are you enjoying your litter picking?
Well, I guess it's a nice walk.
It is a nice walk. There's some nice walks around here. You can kill, this is the whole point. I thought we would kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Gets us out, get a bit of air down our lungs, and a little bit of oh shit, I got one in the face there, look. This is why you got to be careful. But one of the viewers, Astra, we'll mention Astra, hello Astra, one of the viewers, Astra, when I got the thing in my eye, she said, oh, you should wear your sunglasses all the time. And I sort of learnt my lesson after that. I said, yeah, I will. Although sometimes you go out and you're like, I'll get that one in there, dear, keep going. You're just not expecting to encounter what you encounter. You're not prepared for it. But anyway, I think I've burnt up enough time, guys, to flash up all those pictures of the solar system by now. So me and the lovely Mrs. O, looking good, dear, looking good. We will continue on our merry way. We've probably got just over half a mile to go, all right? It does thin out on this last bit, so you'll be pleased to know. So these 2 bags should be the last of it. And then I've got to pick up that bag and coat that I dumped at the very beginning when you was steaming off. So we'll just get this little bit, guys. And then missed. And then we will catch you just on the last. We'll catch you on the next one. No, that's for the end of the video, dear. You can't say that yet. You'll ruin the video. We will catch you around the corner. We certainly will catch you on the next one, but that's not for this part of the video. A golf ball. Yeah, someone's hit a stray one there, dear. That wouldn't be me, dear. Mine only go down the middle. Mine only go down the middle. Sometimes you'll find with this, yeah, you just have to do that, dear. What happens is they've been sitting there so long, all the earth and everything and the branches grow round them, you see, and then they become difficult to remove. That's what happens. Going back isn't too bad from this point. I mean, we've only got this last sort of 650 yards, but there's a couple of spots that tend to get a little bit grubby. We are on bags 8 and 9, guys. These are bags 8 and 9. And as I said, we've got one waiting at the we got one waiting at the beginning for us that I left, which I said I'd pick up. So it looks like we're going to get 10 bags today, guys, which is a pretty decent haul, really. More than I thought we would get. This is what happens when it's not litter picked by volunteers for a while. It's starting to dry. Oh, they're really heavy, they are. Those gas things. It's starting to dry out a bit now. You know what them gas things are used for, don't you?
For drugs.
Drugs, yeah. They sort of do some, I don't know, not my thing. I don't need that. I can get my highs from litter picking. By the way, guys, Mrs. O and me aren't travelling to America at the same time, are we, dear?
No.
Mrs. O made a little bit of a boo-boo on her flight, and she told me, I said, which day are you going? She said, oh, I'm going on the 12th of April, and I'm like, oh, right. Well, that's Lauren's show. So I said I'd have to stay with Lauren one extra day so she could finish her show at the local theatre that she's been looking forward to. So then I booked my flights with Lauren the next day. And obviously I told you we're going to New York en route. Good old New York, New York. So good they named it twice. Anyway, it turned out that Mrs. O you did a little bit of a boo-boo, didn't you, dear? So she's now going the week after. So we're, as a family, we're actually only together for 1 week. So I'm going for 2 weeks, so is Mrs. O. But I'm going with Lauren, and I'll meet up with little baby George. Then Mrs. O will come over with Andrea. And then we all sort of are there for the wedding. But then I come back the next day, because Lauren's got to go back to university. And Mrs. O gets another week out there. So, what's your plans, dear, while you're over there? Got any plans, apart from the wedding?
We're having a barbecue
Oh.
with my cousins the next day.
You're having a barbecue at your cousin's?
No, with my cousins the next day at my
Oh,
mom's house.
after the wedding?
Yes.
That's the day I go home. We have to.
And the 27th?
I'm going home on the Sunday, yeah. We got a late flight though. We're on the Virgin flight this time. 9 o'clock. Oh, right in the plums. Leave that, dear. I can get that can, but So the wedding is the Saturday. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, I've got one of them. Got stung to death on the leg there. Look, right through my bloody trousers. So the wedding's the Saturday and we're going back on the Sunday, me and Lauren are. Here, got it? So if you're having a barbecue, you might have to consider an early kick-off then. Maybe 1 o'clock, because me and Lauren need to leave the house about 4:30. But we'll be packed because we've only got a hand baggage. So there you go, guys. I just found out there's a barbecue on the... You're there for another week though, aren't you? She will be there for another week. What other plans do you have? Oh, Rosarito. Okay, nice. Okay, fair enough. There you go, guys. You're finding out what we're doing for our trip. The wedding being the... Get that out there, would you? The wedding being the crown jewel of the trip, though. Quite looking forward to the wedding. Haven't been to a wedding for years. Right, guys, we are 450 yards from the finish, so we'll keep having a little dig out, see if we can fill these up between now and the end, and we will catch you. We won't catch you in a minute. Got caught, my feet got caught in the brambles and I nearly went tits up. Luckily I've got the reactions of a mongoose still. I managed to avoid a catastrophic fall. I don't know what would have hurt more, that, the fall, or my pride falling over on camera in front of you. Yeah, we are close to Hillingdon Hospital. I'm trying not to have any injuries whilst I'm out litter picking. So we've got about 150, 200 yards to go, dear. Have you enjoyed your litter pick today? Has it been an eye-opener?
Well, Sarah, it's not an eye-opener because I know what's going on.
Yeah, Mrs. O said if you didn't hear her clearly, she said it's not an eye-opener because she knows what's going on. Which is true, because she has to put up with me every day, which in itself is a job. Mrs. O works full-time, guys. Full-time work, full-time mum, full-time put up with me. And she still hasn't had her medal. But it's been nice to get out for a walk, hasn't it? You've enjoyed your walk? There you go. She's saying, yeah. Yeah, you do sound like Dorothy. Dorothy's one of our customers at the shop. She comes in every week. You say, all right, Dorothy? She says, yeah. You had a good week, Dorothy? Yeah. I think Mrs. O's being a little bit sarcastic there. You see, that's the problem, look. It's caught up in all these ivies and whatnot. You've done a fine job there getting that one, dear. You've done a fine job. I'll get these bits. You just walk ahead again. We'll stick to the plan. All right, let me just get these little bits, guys, which I can do. So, guys, it's been an interesting litter pick today. Stockley Park. So, let's just get that. I've got 2 more bits to get. I've got that can, and I've got that plastic bag. If I can get it, yeah, I can. Oh, just seen another bit there. Right, there's another bit as well, but that's beyond my reach. I'm not really able to get that bit. It's just beyond my reach, which is frustrating, but as I said, I need to live to fight another day, guys, so falling over and getting injured for one bit of rubbish is just not worth it. So, guys, I'm going to start winding up slowly and surely. Thank you for watching today. Real different one today. I've had to be on my best behaviour today with Mrs. O out carrying the stick with us. she's got the big stick in her hand, so she might use it on me otherwise if I start misbehaving. We've had a little moment with Barry Schumacher on the Stockley bypass. Wasn't actually recording when Barry, well, I was recording, but I wasn't. I was sort of having one of my interludes where I sort of move on. I say I catch up the road, and then I saw him, so we have to see how that bit comes out. But yes, definitely a very good litter pick today along Stockley Park. God, if we keep finding any more, we're going to have to get another bag before the finish. I'm going to do my best though to get them in here to the finish. Getting a little bit muddy along here. I've got my sliders in the car. Oh, I can see the car. And then what I've got to do is go up and get that bag that I left about 100 yards into the litter pick. And that coat. Got it? Right guys, we'll catch you at the finish then. We'll sum up and we'll get all the bag totals and what we've done today. Right guys, I went back and got that very first bag that I left up there, and I picked up that coat. I ended up having to bag it up. It was bigger than I thought actually. So we've got 11 bags today, dear, from here. 11 bags. So 11 bags. We got 4 here. We got 2 over there. We got 2 over there, and we got 3 over there. So not bad. That's not a bad litter pick really. We've been out about what? About an hour and a half or so. Have you enjoyed your litter pick today?
Yes.
Yeah? Enjoyed walking around? It's been nice. Nice experience. So everyone, thank you very much for watching and subscribing. As I said, I have changed the name of the channel just purely for the fact that it's easier for people to remember when I bump into them in the street. The obliterator just can't be found. People come back to me and say, I was looking for your channel and I couldn't find it. So I just thought Trash Trek was an easier name. So we are Trash Trek from now on in, aka the Obliterator. Is there anything you want to say to the viewers, guys? To that, Sally?
Yes, catch you in the next one.
What's that?
Catch you in the next one.
Catch you on the next one. All right, guys, thanks for watching and subscribing, and we will definitely catch you on the next one.